name is Psychic Tana, and you can learn more about me by visiting my website at www.tanahoy.com. And the web address is right below here. I want to talk about a very important topic that I think is needs to be talked about. And what I'd like to talk about today is how to love yourself. I get really irritated sometimes when I hear people say certain things about how to love yourself. Like people say it's selfish and blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of misconception about what it means when we talk about how to love yourself. So I want to talk about this and kind of hopefully clear some of those, what I think are misconceptions up. Where they come from, I don't know. But when we hear how to love yourself, we get all kinds of mixed feelings, emotions. People think, oh, I can't, that's selfish. Well, loving yourself to me is about loving and affirming yourself for who you are, feeling good about who you are, feeling empowered as a person. And one of the truths that when people say it's selfish to love yourself, and there's some major religions that kind of naysay or downplay self-love. And personally, I think it's kind of BS. Loving yourself, first of all, if we don't learn to love ourselves, how can we love anybody else? It's a very normal human condition that we cannot recognize in others what we don't recognize in ourselves. Maybe you've met somebody that you didn't like. Well, if you really look at them and analyze them, and there's something about them that irritates you, you're going to find you've probably got that same quality within yourself. Well, it's the same with love. How can we recognize love? How can we recognize healthy love if we don't feel that or have that already within us? Loving yourself, I think, is a very important thing, and I think that there is nothing wrong with having self-esteem. Now, saying, oh, I love myself, I'm the greatest, hottest thing in the world, which of course I am, we all know that, that's a very different kind of thing. There's a difference between arrogance and self-love, because that kind of arrogance comes, of course, from lack of self-esteem, not feeling good about a person. People that are arrogant and brag and claim, oh, I love myself, I'm the best. Well, that comes from a point inside of emptiness, fear, and not feeling worthy. But when I'm talking about loving yourself, I'm talking about feeling affirmed as a person. Let's face it, in society, we're not really taught how to love ourselves. And with all the media and crazy stuff, the beautiful images of the body perfect that we see on billboards and ads, someone like me with a little extra punch, I think, oh my God, do I measure up? We're bombarded with all kinds of false images and all kinds of false ideas that continually cause us to question or not feel good about who we are. To me, loving yourself is about feeling good about you as a person. And the thing that I tell people is, if you want to love yourself, identify the things that you don't feel good about and then work on changing those things. A very common thing is weight. If you don't feel like you're the weight you want to be, then do something, lose the weight, get a good exercise program, find a dietitian, a nutritionist, join a gym. Start doing things that put you in alignment with what makes you feel good about you. So if you look in the mirror and you think, dang, I look good, then there's no problem. But if you look in the mirror like I do sometimes, go, I need to lose that belly, well, then it's time to do something. And by the way, I am doing something. I'm losing all my weight now. Finally, it's time. This is all part about loving ourselves. So when you look in that mirror, you can go, yeah, I look good. I feel really comfortable about my body. The more positive, affirming things you do for yourself, the more loving things that you do for yourself, the more you will learn how to love yourself. If you work in a job where you've got a boss or coworkers that always berate you, or if you're in a dead-end job where you just can't get anywhere, you go in and you just feel like crap. The job, it isn't fulfilling anymore, and it's not the place for you. But if you're like some of us, people get stuck. They don't like change. But being stuck is the thing that's going to be the downfall for loving yourself. If you're on a job you don't like, It's time to think about looking for a new job. The same as if you're in a relationship and it's not fulfilling anymore. It's not a happy place to be. If there's any kind of abuse, especially physical, emotional, or spiritual, maybe it's time to do some therapy to try to work it out. And if you can't, it's having the courage to say, I need to move on. Because you see, the longer that you keep yourself stuck in situations that don't build your self-esteem, that don't make you feel good about you, the harder it is to learn to love yourself. So I want to encourage you to start thinking about the areas in your life where you don't feel good about yourself. Make a list. Write down 3 or 4 things. And then set some goals toward achieving them. Now, when I say set some goals, doesn't mean if you want to lose weight that I'm going to be at my goal weight in 90 days. Just set a goal that I'm going to start making an effort to find a nutritionist or read a diet book or join a gym, step by step. And I want to, start on that path and I want to be changing my eating or starting exercising by next month. Set realistic goals for yourself. And when you accomplish that one little goal, it's going to encourage you to go on and do the next step. So your exercise, you start walking once or twice a week, and then you start liking it and you start doing it a little bit more. And then you walk and you go home and you eat a Big Mac and you go, wait, why did I spend all this time walking and now I'm eating and sabotaging it all? So then you start changing your eating. It's a gentle process. And the way to start is you begin by taking the first step. No pun intended when I was talking about walking, about taking the first step. But literally, you take the first step. So I would like you to sit down and write a goal, a sheet of 3 or 4 goals that you would like to accomplish in this next year. And remember, accomplishment doesn't mean completion. Doesn't mean you had to complete them. It just means goals you'd like to start. Set realistic expectations and then start them. And you'll be on the way to starting to love yourself. For example, the first day I started running, I know I hadn't lost a pound, but boy, I felt better about myself. And the next time I ran, the next day, I lost maybe half a pound, but I felt great. Yeah, I thought I lost 20 pounds. I felt so good. So it's just the idea of when you take those steps, the mind starts following in line. And the more you do to affirm, the more loving steps you take toward that, the more you will learn to feel good about you and love yourself. So that's how to love yourself. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. And please leave any comments below, any thoughts that you've got. I'm going to be better about answering comments and things. Share with me what you're thinking. And if there's any videos you'd like to see me talk about, let me know and I'll make videos for you. I'll talk about that topic. And you can visit my website again. Please come visit my website at tanahoy.com. And I appreciate any comments and I appreciate any likes also. That's great. Your comments and likes let me know that you're enjoying the videos and I'm not just making them for air, but nobody's watching. Thank you so much. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.